Scene 2, the new WAVER named Sherry. I wish I could say that was the end of it, but it wasn't long after that I began to see a lot more of that shorter girl. There was something about me that had made a connection with her, seeing as every time I caught sight of her in the hallway, no matter where in the building, she would smile and wave ridiculously at me. Not knowing what to do, I'd smile and wave back. I found her to be a little unusual, odd, and in some cases, just plain annoying. However, from what I could tell, she was determined. I didn't think much of it. This was high school, and you're bound to see each other more than once in the halls throughout the day. Yet even when I was too distracted, there was Sherry, passing by in the hallway, never forgetting to wave or calling out to make sure I had seen her before she walked away. I began to think she was following me. However, when I didn't see her in the hallway coming out of homeroom class, I smiled. How silly and paranoid I had become. Then, there she was in the distance, smiling and waving like a creepy clown. "Hey," she said, coming right up to me almost instantly. "Wanna walk to class? Who do you have for 5th period?" she asked. And just like that, she lurked and lingered without an invitation. That was the day I became acquainted with Sherry, whether I wanted it or not. I glanced down at my schedule card out of habit when she asked. I hadn't yet memorized all the classes. "Mr. Thompson, I'm not sure where his class is. Do you know? I don't want to be late," I said. My intentions had always been to never be late to class, at least not on the first week. I always told myself, you don't know where the classes are, get an idea now and fool around later. Sherry snatched the schedule from my hand too quickly for me to object. She made me feel like an idiot almost immediately. "It's okay. They know it's your first day. They won't care if you're late," she said. Maybe there was some truth to that. Yet I didn't like the idea of it either way, at least not coming from her. She flashed me a wide smile. It immediately gave me the creeps and filled me with regret. "Besides, this teacher won't do anything. He's a big dummy," Sherry said with a clever chuckle. She had a deep voice, like she was chewing on something, and it had gotten lodged in her throat. "What does he know?" she grinned. Her head was just as big as the smile on her large face. Red lipstick smeared the front of her teeth when she smiled. Caught off guard by her optimistic attitude, I didn't respond and didn't want to move. Finally, Sherry said, "Come on, it's over here. Just walk with me, it won't kill you." I gave up and mumbled an okay under my breath. The next thing I knew, I was walking with her. She calmly walked ahead of me, dodging students. Never once did she look at her schedule. She must really know where she's going, I thought. Maybe this wasn't as bad as I feared. Students hurried around us. Teachers, standing outside their doorways, avoided students like the plague. Others weren't even visible, sitting at their desks, preoccupied. We came to a fork in the hallway, and Sherry turned left. I hurried to follow. "Come on, it's this way," Sherry insisted. She was so trusting, it was hard to say no to her. "Trust me," Sherry added with a wide, strange, frightening smile. I stumbled like a zombie after her. Didn't I know any better? Sherry slowed down. The hallway was slowly clearing. I almost instantly had this ugly feeling in the pit of my stomach. Sherry stopped as I came alongside her to await her instructions like some mindless idiot. There were fewer students by the second walking the hallways. They were the lost ones, the strays that no one claimed, and I was among them now. Sherry's bright red matte lipstick was peeling as she smiled, like a Japanese animated panda. Her beady dark eyes were slightly slant, and her cheeks were round like tomatoes and caked in a faint red blush. Her glossy face was covered in scabs and caked in thick foundation. Sherry gave a smile, then cackled. The red lipstick was still sticking to the front of her teeth. She handed me the schedule card, then said, "I'm going to class now. We can meet afterwards. You better go before you're late." She darted off towards the class, a distance from where we had stopped. She turned again just before she entered. "I'll see you later. Hurry, the bell's about to ring." She waved and disappeared into the classroom. Alone in the hallway with a few seconds to spare, I couldn't move. Above, the bell rang. At once, I turned and dashed the opposite direction, trying to beat the bell before it stopped. I walked in just as the bell faded behind me. I took a seat at front of the class, hoping to avoid attention to myself. There's always a giggle of laughter among the masses directed towards you, and I heard a few when I took my seat. No doubt, I was embarrassed. I immediately wanted to bury my face on my desk and hide.